Holly Willoughby rarely shares much insight into her home life away from the This Morning cameras. The 42-year-old This Morning star, who is reportedly under round-the-clock police watch after a terrifying kidnap plot, keeps coy about her husband Dan, 48, and their 3 children, Harry, Belle, and Chester. Just days before Holly was swiftly taken off of This Morning following reports of threats to kidnap and seriously harm the TV star, Holly made a rare gushing tribute to her husband Dan. TV star Holly posted a photo of herself planting a sweet kiss on Dan's cheek and giving him a big hug while he beamed and hugged her back while holding a pint of beer in a plastic glass. In the photo, the loved-up couple are stood side-on to a stage at the Lucca Summer Festival, which is one of Italy's biggest music events and takes place throughout June and July. Holly is wearing a straw hat with a black trim along with a strappy pattern top and a suede brown skirt, while Dan is rocking a grey short-sleeved shirt and black sunglasses. As she posted the photo on her Instagram page, she gushed in the caption, "Happy birthday to my love," followed by a red heart emoji. But who is her husband Dan? And how did the couple spark up a romance? Here, the Mirror takes a look at everything we know. Who is Holly Willoughby's husband? Dan Baldwin is a 48-year-old TV producer. He has worked on a number of hit television shows including Michael McIntyre's Big Show, Bradley Walsh & Son, Breaking Dad and Virtually Famous. He is also the producer behind the hit game show The Wheel and also worked on Celebrity Juice, which Holly also took part in. Dan launched his own media production company, Hungry Bear, which he is the managing director of. The TV producer's career began at the BBC, when he worked as a researcher for Live and Kicking before he became a series producer at the BBC at the age of 26. He then moved on to head of production at MTV. Holly may have a few awards on display at the couple's London home, but so does Dan, as he has won a BAFTA, 2 National Television Awards and 2 Royal Television Society Awards. How did Holly and Dan meet? Dan and Holly were in the same industry before they crossed paths, with Holly in front of the camera and Dan behind it. The couple met on the SITV show Ministry of Mayhem, which first aired in 2004 before it was renamed to Holly and Stephen's Saturday Showdown. This year, Holly discussed the early days of her romance, explaining the pair were just friends initially, but saw him in a different light after work one evening, which took her by surprise. Holly spilled in a video uploaded to her Wild Moon Instagram account, "We met when I was doing Saturday morning kids telly, and he was the producer and I was the presenter. I remember it already been there for about 8 months I think, and then he came in as our new producer, and we started this real intense friendship. It was mad actually, there were sort of 2 other guys that started at the same time, and we just became inseparable. We'd rehearse, and then we'd go out afterwards, and then we'd end up. We were filming down in Maidstone Studios and we used to stay in a hotel there. And you know, everybody would go to the bar and then everybody would come back into either my room or their room and we'd all sit round just talking and laughing, and I just remember it just being such a fun time. I always describe that time as sort of my university years, really. This must have been sort of 6 months of real intense friendship, and I remember this one night we were in the bar and I cheers Dan. And I remember my eye just caught him for a little bit longer than it should have done, and I looked at him, and thought, oh my god, I fancy Dan Baldwin. It took me by complete surprise, and then the rest is history. Holly said she was pleased their romance started off as a friendship, as she said that gave them 2 tools for a really strong connection. She said, "Looking back on it now, I think what I was thinking was an intense friendship was probably me falling in love. I think that's a really good basis for romance because we have that friendship still now and we've got 3 beautiful children, and we're very happy and I'm very blessed every day for having him in my life. But underpinning all of that is that real friendship and laughter and just having good times together. I think it's the real secret to keeping things as they are, which is lovely." Proposal and wedding. Holly and Dan got engaged in 2006, and Holly revealed she was in the bathtub when he popped the question. The TV star revealed to the Mirror after returning from honeymoon in 2007, "I know a lot of people almost have to force their boyfriend to propose, but with Dan, it was such a shock. I knew I'd be with him for the rest of my life if he'd have me, but nothing can ever prepare you for what it's like when someone asks you. I can't think of any other big decision you make in your life that quickly. Suddenly they're not just someone you're in love with, they become part of your family." Holly and Dan tied the knot in August 2007 at St. Michael's Church, in a day which Holly said was magical and overwhelming. The couple held their wedding reception at Amberley Castle, a 900-year-old castle on the South Downs in West Sussex. The This Morning star designed her own wedding dress for her big day, and her mum Linda's own wedding dress was Holly's inspiration for her gown. "I knew I wanted it to be very vintage, lace, with long sleeves, a high neck and a beautiful, open back, as that's what everyone sees when you walk down the aisle. Oh, and a long train, if you can't do that on your wedding day, when can you?" Holly previously said. Family life. Dan and Holly now share 3 children together: Harry, 13, Belle, 11, and 8-year-old Chester. The couple tend to keep their children away from the spotlight, with Holly rarely discussing her kids and hiding their faces in social media photos. She previously opened up about her children's hobbies and passions as she told Hello! Magazine, "I'll encourage them to go in whatever direction they want," the star told us. Harry's football mad. Has as bad as his father, and Belle wants to be a rainbow. She's a mix of complete tomboy and real girl. She keeps up with her brothers like you wouldn't believe, but loves dressing up as a princess and thinks, "Why wear one hair clip when I could wear all the hair clips I own in my hair?" She loves anything multicolored and with sparkles in it. As well as 3 children, the family also have a pet dog called Bailey and a cat called Bluebell. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.